Okay. How do you morally justify not being vegan?
I'm really justify not being vegan by eating locally sourced, ethically slaughtered meat. And I also try to get
What does
my
that mean?
ethically, well, let me just finish. I also get ethically sourced vegetables as well because I don't think it's moral the way that agriculture is sourced through basically indentured servitude and people who
Okay.
slave in the
That's great.
sun.
What makes meat ethical or moral?
I think it's a cultural practice for me, one. And then two, I think it's ethical just based off the fact that they are stunned before they are slaughtered with a
What
cow
if it
boil.
was my culture? What if it was my culture to unalive the youngest child every year and they do it painlessly and they do it humanely? Would you think that's moral?
I wouldn't, but unfortunately, that has been a thing for sure. It's
Right,
not
but it's
moral.
not moral. Why is it not
Well,
moral?
well, well. That's the thing, right? It's not moral to my moral compass. And when we talk
Right.
about morality,
Why?
we have to
I'm talking
understand.
about yours. Hey, I'm talking about
Yeah.
your morality, not others.
Okay.
So
Perfect. So if that's the
why is it
baseline, that's
immoral
great.
in your framework?
It's
Why is
immoral in my by my moral framework because of the fact that animal life is less than human life, unfortunately for you.
what does that
So
matter?
well, because killing the youngest child in a home is not the same as killing a cow or killing a deer, unfortunately for you.
Why? What's the difference?
Well, I would say that there is a difference in the way that humans live comparatively to even animals. Animals do not have the same morality as we do. Some animals eat their babies. Some animals kill their
Okay.
children. Some
All right,
animals
I get it.
kill
I
each
get it.
other.
I get it. Okay, stop. We have humans that are not capable of caring for themselves and they're not aware of the world. Should we subject them to exploitation and oppression? Should we use
Well,
their bodies without consent? Would that be
well, no,
moral?
that's the point that I'm making is that human life is more valuable than animal life, unfortunately for
Yeah, but you're
you.
not telling me why. You're just saying
Well, well,
human.
well, I did because I was giving you an understanding of like even the animal moral system is much different than the human moral
That
system.
doesn't matter. That
Humans,
doesn't
humans,
matter.
humans typically nurture their young into well over, adulthood.
This
Um,
doesn't matter.
why doesn't it matter? You don't think that it matters the difference between how animals treat each other and how humans treat each other?
No.
We're talking about ethics.
Yeah. The moral differences are we're morally the same. We
We're
both feel
not.
pain. We both feel pain and we both want to live. And that's
Do
all
we
that
eat our
matters.
young? Do humans eat their
That doesn't
young?
matter.
Why
Some
doesn't it matter? You asked me the
some
difference
do.
between the frame. Well,
Some do.
yeah. If you want to talk
Okay.
about the possibility, sure. But I would say largely within
You're
the
not
human.
justifying why you can take someone's life
But
away.
I am underneath my moral framework. What you gave me the baseline to do, I'm letting you
You're
know
being
why.
inconsistent
How am I being inconsistent?
because you're saying it's not okay to do to a human even if they're unaware of what's happening to them, but it's okay to do it to an animal even though they can be aware of what's happening to them.
Right, because human life is more valuable than animal life within our
But
own
you
moral
don't
framework.
have to choose between human life and animal life. That's not when you're in the grocery store. You're not picking a baby and a cow. You're picking up plants or an animal, and I'm telling you, you can thrive off the plants. You don't
Exactly.
need to harm an animal.
But we're doing that because we understand that we don't sell our own children for food under our moral, like
I
our
think you're
moral
getting
societal
confused.
framework.
Why is it okay for you to take someone's life when you don't have to?
Because animals are used for food historically
See,
throughout
no,
our
you just
society
keep saying they're used. Why? Tell me why
for
is it
food. I just
okay to
said
do
for
it to
food.
them? That's you don't need them for
Well,
food. You
animal
can
life is
eat
less valuable than
plants.
human life.
That doesn't matter. Okay, we're going in circles. I suggest you go watch Dominion. It's free on YouTube. I just don't want to deal with people going in circles, okay? If you don't really want to recognize that animals are sentient, walk on. I don't want to talk to you right now. I'd rather talk to people that genuinely want to have a conversation with me and understand that when they look at a dog or a cat, let's say you have a pet, a companion, and if you've ever had to put them down, it is the worst day of your life if you genuinely care about that animal. I was sobbing. My heart was broken. Okay? People I know that don't typically show a lot of emotion, they break down when their companions go. Okay? They don't want to say goodbye, and the animal doesn't want to say goodbye. And yet, people are so cold-hearted and think it's their right to take the life of a cow, a pig, or a chicken when they have the same want to live. That separation you feel when you say goodbye to your companion, It's the same feeling those animals are having when they're standing in the knock box, when they're hanging upside down in a cone or by the shackles. Okay? And to tell yourself otherwise is to tell me you're delusional.